Since starting this project, we've turned this abandoned 350Z from a completely bare shell into something that's now been wired front to back with most of its interior, but there's one thing we haven't done, and that's confirm that anything works. So today the goal is to put all of this work to the test and try to find at least one system that does work. Whether it's the taillights, the fuel pump, some relays, some lights on the dash, or something. It's time we see some signs of life in this forgotten project car. This car has come a long way in the past couple weeks. To go from an abandoned project that sat in the backyard for over 2 years with absolutely no interior, no wiring, and no direction, to now a mostly complete interior with a full wiring harness ran through it. But without proving anything works yet, there's still a big question mark on this whole project. So if we can even get one system to work, that would be a huge step forward. So let's dive into this wiring and try to figure it out. Before I can hook this battery up and start testing anything, I need to fix a mistake I made when I put this whole wiring harness in. And I routed the main power distribution fuse, whatever you want to call this thing. I routed it incorrectly under the brake line, so it's kind of on the wrong side. So let's pull the battery out. Probably have to pull the battery tray out. And while we're in there, we're going to do something else. Here we can see the cable I'm talking about. This actually needs to be routed this way, so it can rest on this side, which means it kind of goes under the battery tray like that. But while we're in here, we're going to address these factory brake lines. Now I deleted the big ABS module from this side, but I didn't touch the brake lines until now. Since we've got the space, we've got the room, and I already deleted the big ABS block, I'm going to go ahead and pull all these brake lines out, and we're going to redo them a bit later. I'll do a deep dive in another video on exactly why you would want to delete your ABS, what I'm replacing it with, and exactly how I'm going to do it, because I think it's super beneficial on drift cars. Even if you are going to have a basic seat time car like this is going to be, it can be a cheap and easy kind of level up so you can grow your skills without going full-blown race car. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to rip these brake lines out so we can get this battery back in and start testing some stuff. All right, the braking system is done. We've got all new lines ran. ABS is officially deleted. Hopefully you already checked out that video, but let's keep working on this electrical system. I'm going to hook up the battery and see if we have power to anything. Now I will say I've done this in the past. When I first laid out all the interior harness, I hooked up an old battery to it and had zero power to anything. I mean, literally every single system was dead. There was power at the main fuse box, which is connected straight off the battery. So I knew that the battery had some juice, and I knew that we were at least getting power to the fuses, but like nothing beyond that worked. So I've got a new battery. Let's plug it in and see if there's power to anything beyond that fuse box. Maybe the battery was just a little too low. Otherwise, I've got to start tracing some wires and seeing where we messed up. I just hooked the battery up. I was going to go inside to check something. Watch this. Window. No way. Signs of life. Still have nothing. Key on. Toss the radio in. No power in there. Whoa. Dome lights. Tail lights are on. I was not expecting that. All kinds of stuff's happening. Signs of life. I can't believe it. That seriously makes me so happy, even if it's just a couple little things. At least I know some systems are working, and that is a massive step forward. If I'm being honest, I don't even know how many systems will work in this car without an engine, a full engine harness, the ECU plugged in. I don't know what piggybacks off what, but just seeing a couple little things work make me feel confident that we can keep moving forward and continue to make progress. I will say it's really weird that the taillights worked because the brake light and the switches and all that have been hooked up, and that was something I wanted to test a while ago and it didn't work, and now it randomly works, but they're just on. It's as if the brake pedal is depressed the whole time, but it's not. I just double checked that the switch is like, opening and closing. So I don't really know what's going on back there. I tried flipping the headlights on and off because that would turn those lights on and off, and it didn't change anything, but I did hear all the relays working for the headlights. So that's a good sign. Obviously I don't have headlights to actually test, but again, things are moving in the right direction. We've got plenty of signs of life, and I am feeling a small spark of motivation that this project may not be dead in the water. While we've got some momentum and some motivation, let's tackle a job I've been putting off for a while now, which is drilling a hole in this firewall for a clutch master. Yeah, that's right. This shell used to be an automatic, and in my opinion, drilling a hole in the firewall and mounting the clutch pedal is one of the worst parts of a manual swap on a 350Z, which is why I've been putting it off. But since we've got some good vibes going with some signs of life on the electrical system, I figure let's tackle this. That way I can fully button up the braking system, get the clutch system pretty much in place, and then I can put the wiper motor in. Maybe that thing will work too. Let's get to it. All right, little update. Brake booster, master, all of this is officially in. All the brake lines are actually tightened in place. Good there. Clutch master is in. The install went way easier than I thought. Literally just line it up, drill some holes. Didn't have to be perfect. As long as it's close enough, this stuff will bolt in just fine. That allowed me to put our windshield wiper motor and this whole assembly in. And check this out. It works. The brakes are checked off the list. Clutch master and pedal are installed. And we've got another sign of life. It may all seem like little stuff, but continuing to stack small wins on top of each other add up quick. And it also is a fast way to build some momentum and ultimately motivation. So let's keep working and see how much we can get done today. I think we just hit a breakthrough and solved the biggest mystery I've had with this wiring since I put it all in. Let me explain. When I started working on this car this morning, I posted a call for help on Instagram, asking somebody with a stock 350Z to send me some pictures or maybe a video of a specific spot in the wiring harness that I couldn't figure out. Let me show you. Under the driver's side kick panel area, this is our main fuse box, and generally this fuse box is bolted way up in the kick panel, totally out of the way. And since putting this wiring harness in, these 4 plugs had no home. Couldn't figure it out, and I knew they were important. I think they're a big reason why we don't have anything lighting up when the key's on, but I couldn't figure out where they went. Well, the answer is with this fuse box. At a glance, everything's plugged in. There's no more open plugs on this black box, and there's no more open plugs on the actual fuses. And with this bolted in, that's all you can see. But once you unbolt it, flip it over, there are 4 open spots. That's where our plugs go. So let's start plugging these things in and see what happens. All 4 are plugged in the back there. I can shimmy that back into place later, but let's hook the battery up and see what happens. Now let's see if that made any difference. I'm going to turn the key here. No way. We have working gauges. The radio just turned on. The speakers are on. Can you hear that? Insane. I cannot believe that. I seriously can't believe that's what it was. Those 4 little plugs had plagued me for over a month now. I really didn't know where they went. I was trying to look at wiring diagrams, and honestly, I'm not the best at reading them. I was trying to Google pictures, and all the pictures had that fuse box panel thing bolted in. And when it's bolted in, you obviously can't see the back of it. So huge shout out to everybody who reached out to me via Instagram when I put that post up there. A special shout out to my buddy Cam, who actually hopped on FaceTime and was down to take his car apart so we could figure this out. Without him, I wouldn't have figured out that that's where those live. So I am super excited. I can't believe all this stuff works. I mean, our gauges work. Apparently that crashed car that this all came out of had 145,000 miles. I'm stoked. This is awesome. The window works. It didn't sound very good, but super exciting. Let's see if the taillights work now. All right, I'm gonna hit the brakes down and see if they work. They work. They actually work the way they're supposed to. That's with the headlights turned on. Yay! Man, does that feel good to check that off the list. Those plugs have been in the back of my mind for over a month now, and I'm so excited to have finally figured it out. So again, thanks to all you guys, thanks to everybody who reached out on that Instagram post. The mystery is solved, and with that, we're building some serious momentum with this project. May not seem like a lot, but like I said earlier, stacking little wins is what builds momentum, and that momentum is what creates motivation, and I am motivated, I'm fired up to start making some more progress on this thing. I really I don't want to say got burnt out, but I kind of hit that roadblock of this wiring, and then I traveled for like a week and a half, and I was just not feeling it. I came back in the garage knowing that there was still a lot of unanswered questions. So to be able to answer those questions, solve those problems, and start moving forward feels really good. And a lot of times that's what it takes. I know I've talked about it before. If you don't know the answer to all the questions, try to find little things that you do know the answer to and build on those. And then when you hit a roadblock like I do, ask for help. That's a really hard thing for me to do, but the car community is huge, and the possibility that someone's been through a similar thing that you have is pretty big. Somewhere out there, someone's got to have the answer. You just can't be afraid to ask. And I'm saying that as much for you guys as I am for myself, because I struggle to ask for help all the time. But that's what solved this problem. That's what got us moving forward. And we can finally check most of the wiring off and be pretty confident that it all works. So I'm excited. I've got a little more prep work to do on this chassis before we bring the drivetrain over and start prepping that to get it in this car. And fingers crossed, in a couple of weeks, we can have this thing running, driving, and maybe drifting. Stay tuned to find out. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you in the next one.